Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer Glatzhofer, but you could call me Jen. I am a musical theatre performer and a voice teacher. And today I will be jumping on to Miley Cyrus and her backyard session performance of Jaded. I love that Miley Cyrus has been dropping down these backyard sessions. They're super chill and it's just like a different take of the original songs that she dropped a couple weeks ago now. Obviously we'd heard Flowers, but then the whole rest of the album came out. Let me know if you have listened to it already. And also let me know if you've watched our cover of River, which we dropped a few weeks ago, and more recently Flowers. That's myself and Ian. We do have other covers up on my channel as well, so do make sure you go and check them out. But obviously those ones are our recent Miley Cyrus ones and we're really proud of them. But anyway, back to this. This will be a reaction and an analysis video, as are all my videos that are reactions and analysis videos. So do be expecting pausing and me talking about the vocals. That's what I like to do over here. If you'd rather watch the full thing uninterrupted, I've left the link to the original video in the description below, so do go and check that out. In the description below you can also find my Patreon link. Do go and check that out if you do enjoy what I do over here and are in the position to support even more. Thank you to those of you who are there already. But another way that you can support my channel if you are enjoying what I do over here is by clicking that subscribe button and the bell button to be notified anytime I post. And obviously if you do enjoy this video, click the like button as well, why not? Right, let's get to Miley Cyrus, Jaded. Right, let's look at this so far. I love how like the song doesn't play around, it just starts straight away. I was like, whoa, we're into it. We're involved. Yeah, I mean, I love the I love that we're able to hear this is so weird, but we're able to hear Miley in her vocals. You know, it's so close to how she speaks, especially like the range where we start off with. I mean, it gets higher, this song, like what we just heard right now, to where she normally would speak, but we can hear like her natural twang come through, the like lifted placement of her voice, and that kind of like croakiness as well in there, which is really lovely. I loved in that close-up shot as well, we can see kind of how little the mouth movements are in order for her to produce the sound that she's producing, which is great. She's kind of keeping this very forward, bright placement feel with her vocals as well. Let's go back to the beginning. Like everything kind of, all the words kind of run into one almost. It's like a continuous flow. And it's very breath-led at the moment. Like, you know, so if we're talking about her vocal fold closure, she's not closing all the way. So we're allowing breath to seep through, and it just creates this kind of like, kind of like a whispery effect, and also with the lack of her diction in this little place phrase as well. But yeah, it's really just nice and kind of like one long flowy line. And I'm thinking over, like it's so tiny and so like she's real close to the mic as well. Everything so far very breath-led still. You can still understand what she's saying though, but it's just all like linked. And here we got a lovely kind of cry, but there's a glottal onset, right? On this A flat 4 call. The upper part of her chest voice now. She's maintaining a thicker fold connection. She grabs hold of the mic as well, for a bit more support. Really, really nicely. The glottal onset being like it's coming from our vocal folds, right? That's where that connection, that we're not hearing any breath come through first, or it's not happening together. So here, da-da-da-da, we start this passage, the phrases all on that A flat, right? Then we get a B all maintaining in a really lovely thick fold connection. So we're in our chest voice, the upper part though, and it's remaining in this kind of consistent volume. She's not necessarily playing around with dynamics as much. It's very, very spoken like. She's still maintaining a very like nice speech-like quality to her voice, as if she's kind of like just talking, and it's really nice up here. Right, so again, the setup beforehand, it's like it sets us up for this part, right? It's the same notes, but the other way around. We start on the B and then go to the A flat, Jaded. And notice Jaded, both similar vowel shapes as well. So we're not changing anything. We're maintaining a thick connection as we come down. We're not landing too heavy, and we're keeping the same kind of vowel placement throughout. So she's only having to think about changing the pitch. Sorry that you're Jaded. I love this arm as well for extra support. I could have taken you places. You're lonely now and I hate it. I'm sorry that you're jaded. There's like a slight bit of like distortion in her voice, like a slight kind of crackle. Again, it's very true to her. She does have a natural kind of croak to her voice, so it's not anything that she's like adding any friction to her vocal folds or irritating them, because it's kind of there anyway. And she's not, again, not opening too much, but just enough to get that volume that she wants and then remain in that thick connection that she wants as well. I'm sorry that you're jaded. I mean, she's just having the time of her life, just singing and singing around. It's very nice. You're not even willing to look at your bar. You just jump in the car and head down to the bar. You're blurry. Okay, so I think I'm trying to think. River goes lower than, I think it could even go to a C sharp, but definitely a D. I think it's a C sharp. And flowers, I think, goes as low as an E. So this, if we're looking here, this isn't the lowest note that and she can go much lower. She's got a lovely, she remains very, in her thicker folds down there, she remains with a very lovely full vocal fold closure. So sometimes when we go a bit lower, we might lose a little bit of that clarity in the voice. So we might rely a little bit on that breath to kind of get the note if we aren't like an alto. Or, you know, we need to work on thickening up that sound without getting too heavy. But for Miley Cyrus, she gets those low notes, like her vocal folds love that area. It's really beautiful. But here we're getting the lowest note being A flat 3, I think here. And it's still, you can just see how warm it feels down there, how like much depth there is in her lower register. Not saying that the upper register doesn't, like sounds great up there as well. But when she returns down here, it's like, it's like home. But throughout this whole phrase, it's a lot more of vocal fold closure happening. So we're getting a lot more clarity in her voice rather than let that breath come through. So yeah, it's a different from the first verse. The body of blurry. You don't know when to stop, so you take it too far. I'm no way on left in the dark till I'm worried. Oh, it hurts me. Right, so it gets down to an F sharp there. Oh, it hurts me. And not saying that every time they have to be clear, like here it did have a little bit of breath, but if she's kind of choosing that, it's not the only option for these low notes to be like breath. She's choosing it's the end of the phrase. She's creating a bit more of like, you know, she's playing around dynamics here as well. What was nice as well is we had that BV come in as well, the added harmony on that second phrase of that verse. Really nice. And there's such like a floaty dreamlike feel to also the other BV lines from the other tracks as well, but it's kind of like a added thought almost, like it kind of sits like at the back in the mix, like it's just like floating above. Really nice. Oh, this is a different onset. The ha. A flat 4 again though, but ha ha. We're getting a little bit more of a cry in her voice, a little bit more of that ha ha, like a well, it's still kind of an element of a glottal onset, but there's more cry on this version. Repeated B's are like, la, la, la. I love that she's getting the arms involved. Like if we were to do nothing, which can still happen. Like we don't have to. We can support our body without moving, but the movement just adds more of an anchor point, more of a stability, and more of like that we are able to hold on to that. A repeated note on a note that is in the right. On our break, essentially, right? The B, especially for female higher voices, that is the beginning of our first passage, where our vocal folds want to go from thick to thin, and sometimes that like awkward Tarzan effect, that like little break yodel that we sometimes can't help. Well, we're never going to get rid of that, but what we can do is strengthen our upper chest register, which is what Miley Cyrus is doing right here. She's in the lovely chest thick fold connection, or work on our mix depending on what kind of tone, what kind of quality we want that note to be. But here, there's repeated sound. We're getting that hand kind of smashed down. So we're getting that support, and she's kind of staying in this. So she's keeping grounded, keeping that support, which is really nice. Lovely open mouth. Yeah, there's like a pinch as well. It's like she's basically yelling, and that's what a belt is. At the end of the day, it is a controlled yell. Obviously, it's not like full volume shouting out, but it is like we're just, hey, we're just calling, we went to hell, or whatever the notes are. Da! We're just like calling out, and then it's just controlled. She's supported. We can see that. Oh, I like that. Yeah, you're lonely now and I hate it. I'm sorry that you're jaded. This outfit. Like it's, I love as well that she's in white and the musicians and the backing vocalists are all in black as well, that contrast. But I like as well the vocally that sorry that you're jaded. And we get a nice kind of, again, floaty, a softer kind of approach to what the same notes, right? The B to the A flat, but different to how Miley Cyrus was approaching it in the first chorus. Now the BVs are a lot more lighter, a lot more softer. So a different kind of quality, going a little bit more of a head dominant placement. And I mean, what's really evident here as well is on these higher belted areas, or just the upper part of our chest voice, Miley is opening up her mouth. We're a lot more open with our mouth, as opposed to when we're a little bit lower in her range, where she can get the same quality and feel of ease on a little bit more of a smaller mouth placement. And one more time, I mean, look at these arms. Like a little bit, a slight kind of open, like she's open, she's belting out, she's not reaching for these notes, but she's just like open. Yeah, it's still very open up there as well from the BBs. Right, so very different to the verses in this. Like we're getting a little bit more breath led. We can hear that kind of the clarity is not as obvious, so we've lost a little bit of that vocal fold connection. We're getting a lot of that husky kind ofness come out. But also what's different is the fluidity of her phrasing now. We're kind of a little bit more broken. This is our middle eight, so the point of the song, time for reflection. But it's very broken now. The words flowing into the next word, like she's taking a little moment. Won't be easy, rather than won't be easy, won't be easy. Because so it's like it's the strength of strength from our vocal fold. That's where it's coming from, right? Do we want to break off, come off on a glossal onset? Because, you know, that's what is changing here.
Won't be easy when somebody news on your body. I'll change my number, but keep your t-shirt. I don't mind, it's torn up and faded.
I mean, see this different quality on this da 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 on the F sharp 4 here. Da da da. We get a little bit more vocal fold closure here, and the arm comes out. She's kind of like in a lunge position as well. Da da da. It's not that it's necessarily high, but we're just, you know, the volume kind of grows a little bit more as well. So we just need to make sure we're supported.
But keep your t-shirt. I don't mind, it's torn up and faded. I'm sorry that you're.
Maintaining everything such like this forward placement feel. There's sometimes a little bit of that nasal quality wanting to come out as well, which again just gets us into a bit more of a smaller placement. And I like that we're going back and forward from her vocals and to the BVs as well. It's like two completely different qualities of voice, and they just work really well together.
Sorry that you're jaded. Sorry that you're jaded.
I love the little shoulder look at the end. Yeah, I mean, we get a nice, like, strong, sorry, a nice and open, sorry that you're jaded, and really kind of softening up at the end. Oh, so powerful. I love, like I said, I love these backyard sessions that are coming out. I'm here for it. When I first listened to the album, Endless Summer Vacation, Jaded did stand out to me. I really liked the song. Obviously, you've got like The Flowers and River, and there's other ones as well, but Jaded was one that stood out, so I'm glad that this one has become a backyard session as well. I just love what she does with her voice and like the whole performance aspect of things. Thank you very much for watching this reaction and analysis video. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, the bell button, and the thumbs up button. Do go over and check me out on Patreon as well, and do make sure you go over and check out our cover of River and Flowers. Thank you to those of you who have already and have left comments, and I'll see you very soon for another video.